May 2022. Somewhere between Seoul and total collapse. A cryptocurrency that was supposed to always be worth exactly $1 drops to a few cents in less than a week. $40 billion in value evaporates, retirement accounts and nonprofit budgets included. And the man who built the whole system spends the lead-up mocking the people who warned him this could happen. Meet Kwon. Kwon, a Stanford graduate, co-founded Terraform Labs in 2018 and built something genuinely clever on paper, an algorithmic stablecoin called Terra USD, designed to always trade for $1 without holding a single dollar in reserve. Instead, it leaned on a sister token, Luna, in a constant mint and burn relationship that was supposed to keep the peg steady through pure market incentives. To make it more attractive, Terraform's Anchor protocol offered depositors close to 20% annual returns on their Terra USD, which is the kind of number that should make anyone nervous, and instead made everyone deposit more. When the Luna Foundation Guard stockpiled billions in Bitcoin reserves as a supposed backstop, Kwon called the whole system unbreakable. On social media, he was even more direct, dismissing critics who questioned the model as simply poor. In May 2021, Terra USD slipped below its dollar peg for the first time, down to 92 cents. Kwon told the public that the Terra protocol itself had automatically restored the peg, proof the system worked exactly as designed. That wasn't true. Behind the scenes, Kwon had quietly arranged for a high-frequency trading firm to buy up massive amounts of Terra USD, artificially propping the price back to $1. The self-healing system investors were told about was, in reality, a paid intervention dressed up as market magic. A year later, the real test came, and this time there was no quiet fix available. In May 2022, Terra USD lost its peg again, and the Luna Foundation's Bitcoin reserves weren't nearly enough to stop the bleeding. Within days, Terra USD and Luna were both effectively worthless. Roughly $40 billion in value gone, in a crash that rattled the entire crypto industry and set the tone for one of its worst years on record. Kwon's response wasn't to come clean. Prosecutors later said he circulated a misleading third-party audit meant to make the collapse look like an unfortunate market accident, rather than the direct result of his own claims falling apart. Privately, in a recorded conversation that August, he told an associate his plan was to brush off law enforcement entirely and that he was working on securing political protection abroad, confident he wouldn't face extradition. South Korea issued an arrest warrant in September 2022. Kwon fled Singapore and spent roughly 6 months on the run, first through Serbia, then into Montenegro, all while insisting online that he wasn't actually hiding, just declining to disclose his location for security reasons. That ended in March 2023, in the VIP lounge of Podgorica Airport, when a border guard flagged his travel documents as suspicious. Kwon was caught trying to board a private jet to Dubai using a falsified Costa Rican passport. The same day, U.S. prosecutors filed formal fraud charges. A Montenegrin court gave him 4 months for the forged passport alone, which he'd already served well before the far bigger fight over extradition was even settled. After nearly 2 years of legal tug-of-war between the U.S. and South Korea, Kwon was extradited to the United States at the end of 2024. In August 2025, he pleaded guilty to conspiracy and wire fraud, agreeing to forfeit more than $19 million. Prosecutors, as part of the deal, recommended 12 years. The judge gave him 15, calling it fraud on an epic generational scale, and noting that the sentencing letters supporting Kwon read less like character references and more like fan mail from true believers who hadn't yet accepted what happened. He spent years building a currency he swore was mathematically incapable of failing, and calling the people who doubted him poor. In the end, a judge decided even the prosecution's version of justice wasn't harsh enough for how that bet turned out.